Welcome back to Franco Fridays. Today I've got a really bizarre film. This may be the epitome of bizarre in the Franco collection, and that is The Sex is Crazy, 1981. This period in the 80s was Franco's period where he was really unencumbered. I mean, he was able to make any kind of film he wanted without the restrictions of Spanish police, if you will, political police, the Franco regime. This film, though, is almost like he's thumbing his nose at the porno industry, to be frank. The storyline, if such that it is, this is not a linear storyline, which is one of the reasons I like Franco. Basically, what you got is some porno actresses that are actors and actresses. They're doing a stage production that gets taken over by aliens. And the aliens are looking for somewhere to impregnate their super sperm. I'm going to have a tough time going through this without laughing, but they've decided that human vaginas are the best for their super sperm. For some unknown reason, the aliens can't procreate with themselves, or maybe they can. They just choose to try to capture humans. But that's the storyline, and it's very, very strange. What's interesting about it is the alien motif is only like in the first 5-10 minutes, and in the last 5-10 minutes. In the middle is a bunch of softcore sex scenes, quite frankly. I mean, you've got Lena Romay. She is in a foursome marriage, and they experiment. They're doing all kinds of experimental sexual things. But the aliens are obviously somewhere close by watching all this mess and eventually capture Lena Romay, and they figure, well, she's got the strongest vagina as demonstrated in the film. We're going to steal her and propagate our planet. Bizarre stuff. And the only explanation I can give is that I think Franco is simply making fun of the porn industry, taking a stab at I think a lot of his films are not so veiled comments on those particular industries or societies or political agendas and in this case, I think he's just making fun of the porn industry. This film is softcore. You've got male and female nudity, and you've got simulated sex, kind of like what you'd see on the Cinemax channel, late night, that kind of thing. But nothing hardcore. A lot of strange, bizarre photography. This time, the cinematography, you get some really out of focus shots. You get some super close vagina shots of Lena Romay. You get some shots of looking in a mirror through a mirror at the camera itself. A lot of strange, bizarre stuff. Interesting to watch, interesting to look at. The musical score is done by Pablo Villa, which is, I assume, an alias for Daniel White and Jess Franco. So I think they did the musical score, just did it under a pseudonym. The music score is jazzy. I love the music score in this. It's some straight line jazz, nothing weird. I think the contrast is interesting in that you're watching a very bizarre, surreal, non-linear film, but this time you're not getting the funky jazz that you say you would get with Macumba Sexual. You're getting kind of some classical jazz, and it's good stuff. Very enjoyable. This is a Spanish soundtrack with English subtitles. It's released by something called Cinema Mermaid. Never heard of them. The distributor Cinema Mermaid, and it's just a burn-on-demand deal. You can pick it up on Amazon for, I don't know, $12, something like that. I would definitely say that from a Franco standpoint, if you're a fan of Franco, you definitely need to check it out. If you're not a fan of Franco, this is going to be one of those films that cements your hatred of Franco, because it makes absolutely no sense. Other than if you're, it does make sense for those that understand where he's coming from. It's a spoof on it's a sex comedy spoof, and he's spoofing the sex industry. But it's not done in a linear fashion. It's just all over the map with scenes and editing that are strange and out of sequence. And like I say, you've got these aliens at the front and the end of the film that I think are just there to create this further bizarre mood to the film, along with some eccentric camera work. Not one of his better films, but certainly an interesting one, and one that I'd recommend for Franco fans, definitely. So yeah, that's The Sex is Crazy with Lena Romay, 1981. Relatively short review, but I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching Franco Fridays.